What is the stupidest way you've injured yourself? I was in the 4th or 5th grade, but I jumped down an entire flight of stairs. Landed hard and hurt my foot. Walked on it the day or two afterwards. Turned out I shattered my heel and broke my ankle. Hey, I did that same thing in college. I found my dad's pen one day while looking for mouth spray for sore throats. It obviously wasn't what I was looking for, but I wanted to figure out how it worked. I ended up shooting the needle clear through my thumb. I then hid the evidence of my stupidity and never told my mom until years later. I'm sure your heart was racing for multiple reasons, not even counting the epinephrine. Drank hot tea lying down. The first thing you learn in British school is to never drink tea lying down. Said stories about hurtful accidents, not regretful crimes. Was helping husband replace the bathroom fan, so I was standing on the side of the bathtub. I had this plastic hook glued to the shower wall to hang a loop on. I went to get down and slid down the wall and hooked my butt cheek to the wall. It hurt so bad, but was also hilarious. I'm in my 40s, and this happened recently. I bent over while having a shower and gouged a hole above my tailbone on the bathtub. This happened to one of my very intoxicated friends in high school. A bunch of us rented a beach house, and she did this. She came running out of the bathroom completely naked, screaming for her boyfriend. She ran to the freezer and grabbed some ice cubes and held them against her asshole as she collapsed onto the hallway floor, simultaneously laughing and crying. Other dumb injuries from that trip. Very bruised / possibly broken nose from opening the hot tub cover too quick. Very bruised / possibly broken knuckles from trying to open a coconut with brass knuckles. Threw a grape in the air to catch it in my mouth. It fell on the floor, and I bent down to pick it up, and smashed my face into the windowsill. That actually made me laugh, sorry. I live in Minnesota, so I am used to kicking snow off my boots by slamming my toe part of the boot down on the ground. Well, it was summer, and I happened to get my running shoes absolutely covered in mud, so I instinctively slammed my toes down on the pavement, and broke 4 toes. Oh fuck, I get that running shoes don't exactly have the same structural support as a winter boot, but damn son, how much force did you pack into that stomp? About 4 toes worth. I dropped something behind my couch, leaned over the back to pick it up, and cracked a rib. Was in pain for a week. Getting old as hell. Bartender here. Reached a little X to wipe the bar for new guests on a busy night. Popped a rib. 6 weeks later still hurts a bit if I sleep on it. Kicker was I then adjusted my breathing because of the pain, so my diaphragm became irritated. I adjusted again, and then my abs started to hurt. Adjusted again, and now it's diaphragm, abs, and obliques. That was the longest weekend of my life. I honestly thought I was dying that Saturday. But I didn't have a fever, so I figured it was a bizarre injury. Which it was. Like I said, still hurts if I do it wrong, but the muscle pain is gone. Riding my bike home in 5th grade slow alongside my walking friends. Friend, Drew, look where you're going. Drew, no dude, I'm good at biking, I can do it with my eyes closed. Friend, no real dude, look out. Drew, no man, I'm good. Instantly crashes into a parked car, mess up my bike chain, have to drag my bike home in shame, and explain to my mom why my knee and lip are bleeding. I've done something very similar before, and I've also been named Drew before, so I'm relatively certain you are me. Punch myself in the tit while trying to fuck around with my sleeves. I don't know how it happens, but it happens often. Having punched, smacked, squeezed, bruised my tits since they grew in, I am pretty sure they are their own entities. Yes, I spelled it that way on purpose. This reminded me of one. I used to work as a cook, and one time I was carrying a couple boxes of who knows what into the cooler. They were pretty heavy, and I was carrying them chest height. I get real close to the stack of boxes I'm going to set them on, and as I'm sliding the boxes onto the stack, my right nipple somehow became lodged between them when I set them down. That shit hurt. It's funny that some guys say, don't they get in the way? And it's like, well, no, until they do. When I was a kid, we had blue carpet in the living room. I had just watched some movie or show where the characters jumped into a painting, and I started thinking maybe, if I believed real hard, the blue carpet would turn into a vast ocean. So I climbed up on the recliner and swan dove into the floor. When I was maybe 5 or 6, I had recurring dreams that, if I ran downhill, against the wind fast enough, and jumped, I could fly. They were extremely realistic. It was also very frequent, to the point where I began to doubt their status as dreams. One day, I noticed the wind was blowing up the hill we live atop. I decided to try it. I sprinted full speed down this hill and leapt as hard as I could, and prompt smashed my face against the sidewalk. Hey, it's not like you didn't fly. It's called falling with style. Thought I could walk my dog on a leash while riding my bike. Dog saw a squirrel and yanked me off my bike. I broke a few bones in my hand. Doc was like, what did you expect would happen? This reminds me of when we first got our dog, and it was my then 7-year-old's turn to take the dog out into the yard on the leash. But my daughter quickly got bored and wanted to climb a tree. She tied the dog's leash to a long jump rope, to another, and climbed. Edit to add. She tied the end of a line of ropes to her waist and climbed. My husband pulled into the driveway in the car. Puppy Wild dashed towards him at full speed. Kid flew out of the top of a tree, landed halfway across the yard, and was dragged the rest of the way. Puppy never broke stride. When I was about 8, I was holding the leash when my parents and I went to walk our dog one day. I decided it would be fun to run with the dog. When I decided I was done running, I didn't know how to give the dog the memo, and just stopped. I got literal lifted into the air like a kite momentarily, and then dragged a little ways on the street by the dog. My mom still laughs when she tells the story. Bending over to pick up a paper bag. A complete empty paper grocery store bag. It was standing upright, not even laying on the floor. I barely had to even bend down to pick it up. Somehow this triggered a cosmic alignment between two vertebrae and nerve cluster, because suddenly I fell to the floor in crippling pain, could not get my back straight, and had to crawl to the living room so I could lay on the carpeted floor and try to stretch it out. I ended up fucked up like this for days, and had to have physical therapy to slowly work out the pinched nerve. I was basically walking like Quasimodo for a couple weeks. People would assume I was in an accident, or lifting some boulder like Hercules, or saving a child pinned under a car. But nope. I was undone by an empty paper bag. Edit. Thanks very much for the silver and prayers, lol. Ooh, I feel you. I have done this twice. The first time I lifted my foot to put a sock on, and immediately found myself on the floor in the worst pain I've ever felt. I spent a good 3 weeks hobbling around hunched over, barely able to move. Second, I bent over to pick my cat up. Same thing, ended up on the floor, except this time on top of real pie ** head off cat. Lucky I was good in about a week from that one. I have so many responses to this, my goodness me. Tore a tendon in my finger when tearing a single sheet of paper. Knocked myself out by bumping my head whilst on the Eiffel Tower. Fell off the bed and sprained my ankle whilst trying to remove a moth from my brother's room. Broke my knuckle when I banged my hand against the door accidental whilst dancing. The list is endless. One time in middle school I was getting ready to head to school, but I couldn't find any pants. When I finally did, I got so excited, and lifted them up real fast as a way to cheer. All of a sudden I felt so much pain in my shoulder and had to go to the doctors. Turns out I dislocated my shoulder and had to wear a sling for the next few days.